This is Standing Watch. And now, Evangelist Norbert Link.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to our Standing Watch program. The Republicans got the Senate, the Democrats the House. What does this all mean? What will the consequences be? Well, newspapers and magazines and commentators are pretty much in agreement insofar as this particular consequence is concerned. The Allgemeiner wrote on November 7, "With divided leadership in Congress and a president who has taken an expansive view of executive power, Washington could be in store for even deeper political polarization and legislative gridlock." Business Insider agreed. On November 7, they wrote, "Welcome to gridlock." Paul Donovan, chief economist at UBS Wealth Management, said, "Trump may now fall back on policy areas that do not require Congress, like trade." Now, let me just say there is not going to be any meaningful collaboration and cooperation between the Republicans and the Democrats. This is wishful thinking, the same kind of thinking which was being pronounced after President Trump became president, and look what the outcome has been, a complete, total disaster. But you see, these elections have also manifested the obvious, that we have a nation which is terribly divided. In turmoil, if you please. The New York Times already wrote on November 4, "There was an unmistakable dissonance between the relative health of the economy and the dark mood of a country which is in political turmoil," they said. The Daily Mail agreed, and they even went further. They said on November 4, "America's Civil War ghosts are stirring again." Like their forefathers 150 years ago, the warriors of both sides in the new U.S. Civil War believe in the absolute justness of their cause. Coming back to this legislative gridlock, what does this mean now for President Trump's powers? Politico pointed out on November 8, Trump has wide authority to act unilaterally on some of the issues that Europe and other countries care the most about: foreign policy, defense, and trade. And Trump has displayed a broad interpretation of presidential authority and willingness to go around a gridlocked Congress. And so Europe's reaction to these midterm elections are telling and concerning and frightening. Now, I'm not taking any political side here. I'm not telling you who is right and who is wrong. I'm just telling you the facts. I'm just telling you what is happening. And you have to understand, I am bringing these things out in the light of biblical prophecy. Deutsche Welle wrote on November 7, "Officials in Germany and other European Union countries said they do not believe the results will prompt a change in U.S. Donald Trump's approach to foreign policy." And even before the results of the midterm elections had become known, Deutsche Welle wrote the following on November 5. "Many in the EU hope that the vote will weaken U.S. President Donald Trump. However, observers say that could prove dangerously and dangerous internationally." They go on to say President Trump would then concentrate entirely on foreign policy because he would no longer be able to push through any domestic reforms. That could make us, Europeans, even more nervous. The president's attitude towards the European Union is clear. In trade matters, he regards the EU as an enemy of the US, not a rival or even a competitor, but an enemy. The article goes on to say, German observers of US politics fear that Trump could order a military strike on Iran or North Korea. Trump is so unpredictable in his dealings with NATO allies that all conceivable scenarios in the wake of the US midterm elections are possible. And in light of this, the following is quite remarkable, because Europe knows that they have to do something, at least in their minds. That's what they know. And they are more than willing and able and ready to do it. Euractiv wrote on November 1, French President Emmanuel Macron has warned Europe of a return to the 1930s. Europe faces a risk, that of being broken up by nationalist leprosy and of being pushed around by foreign powers and thereby losing its sovereignty, he said. And then he goes on to say, that is to say, having its security depend on US choices. And then he went further. The Guardian published this article on November 6. Emmanuel Macron has called for a real European army. We have to protect ourselves with respect to China, Russia, and even the United States of America, he said. When I see President Trump announcing that he is quitting a major disarmament treaty which was formed after the 1980s Euro missile crisis that hit Europe, who is the main victim? Europe and its security. And then on November 7, Reuters published the following. A coalition of European militaries ready to react to crises near the continent's borders was launched on Wednesday, with Finland becoming the 10th century or country to join. The European Intervention Initiative took official shape in Paris after months of negotiations with Germany, who France wants at the center of the force. And so the countries who at this point have declared that they are going to be part of this joint European military force are France, Germany, Belgium, Britain, Denmark, Netherlands, Estonia, Spain, Portugal, and Finland. Now, Britain will not be part of it in the long run. Italy has stated at this point no, but they are considering. My friends, the Bible talks about 10 nations, or groups of nations, which will form in Europe. It's going to be the last final revival of the ancient European empire. And these 10 nations, or groups of nations, will ultimately fight in a war against the United States of America. Now, we are not saying that those 10 nations, as they presently exist insofar as this joint military cooperation is concerned, are the ones. Some most certainly will be the ones. We need to watch what is happening. There is going to be an ongoing antagonism between Europe and the United States of America, something which we have proclaimed and told you for years, for decades, if you please. We have prepared a free booklet, Europe in Prophecy, the unfolding of end-time events. This booklet tells you what's going to happen very soon. It's going to tell you that Europe will rise again, that America will fall, that America will become a victim of European aggression, that ultimately Europe will conquer and overtake the United States of America. That is clearly prophesied, whether you believe it or not. America is being eaten up from the inside already. And now it's going to happen from the outside as well, pretty soon. So please ask for a free copy of this booklet. And until next time, this is Norbert Link for the Standing Watch program.
Standing Watch is a presentation by The Church of the Eternal God, P.O. Box 270519, San Diego, California 92198. More information is also available at our website, eternalgod.org.